two huge nights of Capital One Cup third round action. Tomorrow night, we're at White Hart Lane for the North London derby. Tottenham against Arsenal, run away 7 p.m. Sky Sports 1. That is followed by the draw on Sky Sports 1, Sky Sports News HQ. And on Thursday, Capital One Cup highlights, 6:30, Sky Sports 1. Bit of breaking news coming through from the Premier League and Chelsea. Diego Costa has been handed a 3-match ban. All the details of that right now over on Sky Sports News HQ. But here at Villa Park, we are ready to go. It is the return of an old rivalry. It's Aston Villa against Birmingham City for a place in the 4th round in the company of Don Goodman and Rob Hawthorne.
Yes, for 4 years and more, it's been all talk about who are the City's big shots. But actions speak louder than words, and tonight is the time for action. Villa's glorious history painted in the tunnel includes their 5 League Cup successes. Birmingham's 2 major trophies have also been the League Cup, and they've had the most recent success in the competition. Tonight, though, it's a level playing field. In many respects, Aston Villa with everything to lose, Birmingham with nothing to lose. As things have shaped up in the league anyway, they are in a battle for promotion. For them, this is a one-off. For these Villa fans, it means everything. Possibly kick-starting a season, which again looks like being a long, hard battle against relegation. Just under 3,000 Birmingham fans here to experience the occasion. And after consecutive defeats already against Midland rivals, Aston Villa manager Tim Sherwood knew he couldn't afford to take too many risks with his lineup. Kieran Clark, one of the 4 players coming in, is one of the few to have played previously in this fixture. In fact, his colleague Agbonlahor is the only other one. Leandro Bacuna, Jordan Veretout and Rudy Gestede are the other 3 returning after Saturday's loss to West Brom. The absence of David Cottrell with a heel injury is a blow for Birmingham. They've been beaten only once this season, and Cottrell earned their point at Ipswich on Friday, but is replaced tonight by Jacques Magoma. Fullback Paul Caddis returns after Neil Eardley dislocated his shoulder at Portman Road, and the other change sees Andrew Shinnie drop out. In comes David Davis, one of 2 local lads in the visitors' lineup. The other is the man attracting a lot of interest at the moment, Damari Gray. Birmingham's bench includes 2 players who were here when Leyton Orient knocked Villa out last season. Goalkeeper Adam Lescott, who was on the bench then, and former Villa man Shane Lowry, who started that game. Jack Grealish, who recently scored his first goal for Villa, will be straining at the leash for some involvement here. A friendly exchange between the 2 managers before the rivalry begins for real. From Acock's Green to Yardley, from Solihull to Sutton Coldfield, only one topic of conversation tonight. It's the second City derby. Now, Villa have already had 1 close shave in the competition this season, trailing 3 times before they overcame Notts County, and the man who was the difference that day was Scott Sinclair.
I think he'll be a key player, won't he, for these tonight. Seems to have found a home, lots of clubs in a short period of time, but the fans have certainly taken to him here.
Just 10 league places between the sides. Villa 17th in the Premier League, Birmingham 7th in the Championship, having lost just once. And so the 122nd derby between second City rivals, just 3.5 miles apart, is underway, and already we can see Kieran Clark not playing in that backline, a little further ahead than where we might have expected him to be.
It's an interesting move, isn't it? He's just intercepted a forward ball aimed at Clayton Donaldson. I wonder if that is part of Tim Sherwood's plans here this evening. It certainly will have surprised Birmingham City, surprised everybody here, I think.
Well, when you saw the selection, there was the option, it seemed, for three centre-halves with Clark, Richards and Lescott there, but it looks as though Clark has reverted to a position he has played for Villa before in midfield. Always aware of what's going on behind him as a protective influence for Richards and Lescott.
I think that just may free up Westwood a little bit to play a fraction further forward. Maybe get on the ball a bit more for Villa.
Cleared by Morrison. There is Clark. And now Gray. Here's Gleeson. Down the line by Grounds. And Richards leaving his calling card on Clayton Donaldson. That's Ashley Westwood. And the header away by Jonathan Spector.
Clayton Donaldson felt he was fouled there. For Richards.
Richards actually seemed to do more damage to himself in that clash. He's hobbling a bit now. Here's Caddis looking for Donaldson with a long diagonal. Bacuna won the jump and gets it back. Looking early for Agbonlahor, who just lets it run. Maybe Agbonlahor, a player who's come up through the youth system here, a Birmingham-born Villa fan, and for him, this game means so much. He's had a good impact on it before. Scored in 3 wins against Birmingham. Westwood in towards Rudy Gestede.
That's perhaps not the typical chance that Aston Villa would have expected for Rudy Gestede. He's been put in there to get on the end of crosses, predominantly with his head, but he lays the ball off and heads straight for the middle. He's picked out by Westwood. Good first touch. Snatches at the shot a little bit.
Well, he's known for his aerial ability, and he did get a hat-trick of headers in a Blackburn win at Birmingham a couple of seasons ago.
3 of 20 in the last 2 seasons. That's quite remarkable, isn't it?
But he will be reliant on the service that Villa can provide. Here's Gleeson. Aiming one through to Gray, and he's managed to feed it in behind Bacuna.
That's what Birmingham have got to do, because this fella here, a little joke with the whole 10, but look at the movement. Wonderful movement, well picked out by Gleeson, and that is where Demarai Gray wants to be, up against Bacuna, one-on-one. Doesn't take advantage of it this time. I'm sure he'll get many more opportunities.
He's been under the watchful eye of 1 or 2 in the Premier League. There's Demarai Gray, linked for a long time with Bournemouth. Leicester seem to show a bit of interest too.
He's a talented young boy. What I like about him is he's prepared to go both ways. This previous time he tried taking Bacuna on his weaker left foot. And what that will do is it will make fullbacks honest. It will keep them honest, keep them guessing which way you're going to go.
Well, after the atmosphere here was so flat for Villa fans following the defeat by West Brom, in many ways it's the perfect pick-me-up fixture in terms of the atmosphere at this ground. First time since 2011 these two city rivals have met.
It's really good, isn't it? The atmosphere inside, it's good to see, because I kind of felt a little bit of apprehension from Villa supporters in and around the ground. What if it goes wrong? But they are right behind their team, and it's credit to them.
Here's Donaldson. Richardson came in. It's broken here to Magoma, who's gone the long way round but gets his shot away, and it's not very far away.
Well, already we've seen the front three of Birmingham City in action. Donaldson does well here, holds the ball up. Another heavy challenge from Richards. Breaks kindly for Magoma. And he's another talented boy that can go both ways. Works it well onto that right foot, just pulls it ever so slightly. Misses that far post agonisingly.
Well, his debut goal was in this competition, in the second round victory at Bristol Rovers. We've also seen off League One Gillingham of Birmingham in their run to this stage. Villa 3 times behind and needed extra time to see off League Two Notts County 5-3 with that hat-trick from Scott Sinclair. Westwood. Here comes Magoma, and now here's Gleeson. Jordan Amavi coming in with the tackle. Leeson, who knits things together pretty well in front of the back four for Birmingham.
Well, 3 times now, Micah Richards has had a little nibble at Clayton Donaldson. 3 times the striker may have felt he'd been impeded. Bounced right up. Going to be a good battle.
Richards keeping a keen eye on Donaldson, who just moved out towards Bacuna. Free kick though goes the other way for now. Morrison. Lescott up for the cross. On the way as far as Grounds. And again Jonathan Grounds. Now Magoma. Did he get a nudge from Lescott? He did. Free kick. Bobby Madley's the referee.
Well, he's let 1 or 2 go, but he doesn't get the ball, and there's a clear shove. And Jack Magoma, a little bit clumsy from Joleon Lescott, and it gives Birmingham City a real good opportunity.
He scored a huge goal for Birmingham to keep them in the Championship a couple of seasons ago. One of those over this, so too Magoma and Damari Gray. It's a good position this to try and test Brad Guzan.
It's interesting. Normally when you've got a defender over a free kick, it's usually they that will take it, otherwise what's the point of them being there? But we will see.
It's Gray, tried for precision and ended up just putting it into the goalkeeper's lap.
Oh, it's very disappointing, isn't it? Maybe the defender should have took it.
Caddis for the next one. Instead making his presence felt there against Morrison. Sinclair. Now Jordan Amavi. Just Clark. Richards. Now Joleon Lescott. Lescott aiming one long, but it's beyond Gestede and away by Spector. Sinclair's touch. Here's Jordan Veretout, and it's Scott Sinclair! Blocked by Caddis. Will it fall for Gestede? Kuszczak shoveled it into the path of Westwood and gets away with it. And Villa for now are kept at bay. Westwood again, and that time he is fended off by Davis.
What a scare that was for the away team.
And Lescott's taken a chance there against Clayton Donaldson, and he's given away a corner.
Already we can see battles developing all over the pitch, and that's another one. Clayton Donaldson is really occupying Joleon Lescott and Micah Richards with his hard work and his running. And he's won his team a corner.
There is an acute awareness of making an individual error that leads to a goal in a game like this. Spector and Grounds both forward for the corner. Clark is up there to meet it. Morrison helps it back, and Veretout manages to get it away. Amavi was furthest forward, but he didn't reach him.
It's a really important tackle from David Davis. It's one of the reasons he's been put in there.
Fifth time these near neighbours have been paired together in this competition. And Birmingham emerged successfully from the last one in a quarter-final and went on to win the final itself against Arsenal. Agbonlahor with a lay-off towards Gestede, but Spector clears to Kieftenbelt. Here's Amavi. Now Westwood. Clark. Richards. One aimed up there from Lescott towards Rudy Gestede, who wins the header, and it's cleared by Kieftenbelt. Here's Clark.
It's a tactic you're going to see an awful lot of this evening. Diagonal ball aimed at Gestede. There are going to be times where Birmingham City players let him head it.
Westwood works it through. Bacuna in early, and Agbonlahor couldn't supply the touch. But certainly not on the ball. He might have supplied one on Kuszczak.
He seems to have caught the goalkeeper. What a wonderful pass here from Westwood to pick out Bacuna, who puts it into the perfect area. Onside. Agbonlahor very, very close to getting on the end of it. In his defence, he's trying to pull out there, isn't he, when the collision occurs? But he was heavily involved a few moments ago. This ball is played in. Sinclair gets the shot, arrives at Gestede, who just can't quite get it under control. Some desperate defending from Birmingham.
Well, they're holding firm, and Kuszczak suffering no ill effects after that coming together with Agbonlahor. Was brought in the first place to steady the ship, but he's probably overachieved since then.
He's done a fantastic job. I think that coming in on the back of an 8-0 home defeat, he knew exactly where he needed to start the repair job, didn't he? And he did that almost immediately by going away to Molyneux in the next game and drawing 0-0. It was some feat in organising a team that had lost 8-0 at home so very, very quickly, but that has been the foundation for the positive results that they've picked up since his arrival.
In charge now for the Birmingham manager is Sinclair. This is Jonathan Brands. Gray put up by Clark. Kiffenbell. Gleeson. Challenge on Stephen Gleeson that Bobby Madley has acted upon in terms of giving Birmingham the free kick.
I've been very, very impressed with the reaction. There have been some heavy challenges already in his opening 13 minutes. Both sets of players very quick to get to their feet and very quick to get on with it. It's good to see.
Difficult games sometimes these for referees. Bobby Madley trying to keep a lid on things early on. But as you say, the players have helped in that regard by not overreacting to challenges on them.
It's not very often you say that in modern day football, is it? Quite the opposite, in fact. It makes it very difficult for referees at times, but so far so good tonight.
Here's Morrison. Race from the Birmingham captain. Instead with a flick on. There's Sinclair. Well short for Agbonlahor. Grounds managed to nip in.
I can't believe 15 minutes almost flown by. I think both managers will be sitting on the bench fairly happy with what they've seen so far, you know.
And he's the man in the spotlight. The season that started promisingly with Gestede's winner at Bournemouth has hit something of a downward spiral since then, and they haven't won in the league since. And that dramatic collapse at Leicester certainly changed the mood of the home support.
Painful on those defeats. Snatched from the jaws of victory, really. They're the hard ones to bear. You've got to show character, you've got to dig deep. And as Tim Sherwood points out, haven't always got the rewards they've deserved so far this season. But they've still got to keep battling.
Certainly been a more entertaining look about a Tim Sherwood-led Aston Villa, but that increase in entertainment has led to something of a decline in results.
A lot of players been brought in the summer. Not too many of them with extensive Premier League experience. That's why it was always going to be a difficult job, but results breed confidence, breed cohesiveness, the feel-good factor, and that's been missing from Tim Sherwood's team. I'll tell you what, it would only take a victory here this evening to bring that feel-good factor back.
Thomas Kuszczak was Manchester United's goalkeeper when Villa were last in the final of this competition, and Kuszczak ended up on the winning side.
This is why Gary Reynolds will be relatively pleased. His team have enjoyed more of the ball than the home team, and that a little bit unexpected, truth be told.
Amavi has won it back here for Villa. It is really early with a cross. It comes to nothing.
There's no doubt about it. They strong in the tackle, Aston Villa. That's one of the elements of their performance that is going to please the manager. Not allowing Birmingham City no time on the ball, snapping at their heels, and it's getting the crowd on side as well.
Clark and Veretout both went for the same ball then. Here's Davis. Grounds. Guzan making his first appearance in the League Cup for 3 years. Mark Bunn played in the previous round. Here's Lescott. Now Amavi. Played by Caddis. Helped on by Donaldson. Fell a bit short for Gray, but he still managed to make it. And Donaldson now finds Grounds getting forward.
It's brilliant hold-up play there from Clayton Donaldson.
Kieftenbeld. Gray. Magoma pulls it across. Donaldson was stretching to reach it but couldn't. It's struck by Westwood. Deflected back. Kieftenbeld with the shot. Whistle had gone anyway. Here's Lescott. Now Clark. Westwood. Sinclair. In towards Scott Sinclair. Not the ball he would have wanted in that kind of area. Kieftenbeld sorted it out. There's Gleeson. Lescott's header. Kieftenbeld finding Gray. Now Davis. He's offside, is he? Yes, he is. Donaldson.
Slightly delayed flag, but my initial reaction was that Clayton Donaldson had drifted the wrong side of the Aston Villa defence and was well offside. And you see at the top of your screen the flag doesn't actually go up till very late.
Here's Gestede. Agbonlahor picked up wide by Grounds. Sharply.
It's a strange decision by Jonathan Grounds for me, because he's just conceded a corner really when Agbonlahor was going absolutely nowhere. And what that does is it allows the likes of Richards and Lescott to join Gestede. May cause Birmingham City problems from this situation.
Gestede got his goal at Bournemouth from a corner. Actually, Westwood will have to retake it because the referee had seen something going on that he didn't like the look of. Between, I think, Agbonlahor and Caddis. Like maybe a bit of shirt pulling going on, and the referee just making his point plain that that kind of thing won't be allowed. Caddis is, what are we saying about nothing being exaggerated?
stood on his lace, didn't he?
Westwood pulling his corner back from Micah Richards.
I think man for man, Aston Villa probably now, with the inclusion of Kieran Clark, possibly the bigger team. Maybe set pieces could be profitable for them.
Clark's header. Here's Gleeson. Grounds. Caught by Agbonlahor. And it's going to be the first card of the evening for Agbonlahor.
I don't think Bobby Madley, the referee, has got any choice here, really. He's allowed several things to go, but they can't slide in like that and not be anywhere near the ball. We haven't seen a yellow card.
Stephen Gleeson with a free kick. Here's Gray. Now Davis. Gleeson. And Sinclair's onto that. He's got 2 men ahead of him. Veretout and Agbonlahor.
Crowd baying for a yellow card. All the players having a little word. Depends how cynical he deems this to be, doesn't it, really? Not cynical at all.
That's the verdict. No card produced. Lescott's kick up towards Rudy Gestede, and Grounds lets that one go.
He's an obvious target, isn't he? I think free kicks like that, probably to help him, should be maybe a little floated a little higher, just to give him a chance to adjust his position and then attack the ball.
Westwood. Lescott. Now Clark. Spector's header. Bacuna. Lescott. Here's Amavi. Veretout. Gives it away to Gleeson. Now Clifton Bell. Gleeson. One thing that Birmingham have managed to do so far is subdue the atmosphere a little.
Yeah, slowly but surely, and now 25 minutes in, they've achieved the first thing, which is not to go behind when you're the underdog away from home. Get through that first 20-25 minutes with everything level and build from there.
Long throw from Bacuna. Gestede the target. Back in by Westwood. They're doing well on the road, Birmingham. They haven't lost in their last 6 away games, going back to the end of last season. Their only defeat this season to Forest was at St Andrews a week ago. Here's Gray. Now Morrison. Caddis. Cliftonveld. Gray. Promising move this for Birmingham. Pulled across by Davis. And away by Richardson, then Lescott.
That was excellent football in Birmingham City. Nice passing on the ground. Clever movement from the forward players.
Gleeson aiming one long towards Clayton Donaldson. He's looking to get the better of Bacuna. Away by Westwood up towards Agbonlahor, but read by Spector for grounds. Agbonlahor coming back at him.
He's just got to be careful, hasn't he, Agbonlahor, now that he's on a yellow card, closing down.
Clark. Birmingham throw-in.
And the crowd for the first time just getting a little agitated with his team. Kieran Clark there possibly could have chested that ball down, but elected to hit it up into the air. And two moans of discontent from the home supporters.
Here's Sinclair. Caddis. Lescott away from Donaldson. The two coming under pressure. Here's Stephen Gleeson. Gray. Now Morrison. Lifted ball off Caddis. Lescott underneath it. Veretout. Lescott looking long. It's away by Jonathan Spector. There's Sinclair. Nice touch from Gestede this time. Here's Agbonlahor. Driven across, but not into an area where Gestede could profit.
It's possibly a shot cross. One of those where a teammate may get on the end if you miss like that.
Well, more derby action to come in the third round of the Capital One Cup tomorrow with Tottenham against Arsenal. It's live on Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock. These two have met a little more regularly recently than these two. And when Birmingham did knock Villa out in the quarter-final, the last time they met in this competition, it was their only win in the last 9 meetings. Birmingham did have a terrific run at the start of their Premier League era under Steve Bruce, and some fairly controversial matches along the way. Bacuna held off there by Stephen Gleeson. Peter Enkelman, for one, must always dread it when this fixture comes around. I would imagine he goes into hiding.
I should imagine he does.
Here's Bacuna. Now Richards. Lescott. Well, he's shown far too much of that to Magoma, and he's put himself under real pressure here because he's out of position chasing back against Magoma. It's Donaldson here, and in the end it's Lescott who stops him.
Never really looked comfortable, Clayton Donaldson, what he was going to try and do. He had Richards one against one, but didn't really commit to taking the defender on, which is really surprising.
too much on that from Morrison, and Agbonlahor sensed there might be something there for him.
Half an hour gone, and you have to say, given that Birmingham City are the away team, given that they're playing against superior opposition, you have to say Gary Rowett possibly at this point would be the happier of the two managers. The team have acquitted themselves very well here.
Gestede winning the header on, away by Grounds. There's Amavi. Now Clark. Lescott.
That's a situation that won't do anything to appease the home supporters. Halfway in the opposition half, and we end up at our own goalkeeper.
Kieran Clark. There's a noticeable edginess at the moment about Villa.
In the first 10-15 minutes it was quite noticeable, wasn't it, that they were trying to find Rudy Gestede on quite a regular basis, but it seems to have disappeared, certainly in the last 10 minutes or so.
Here's Caddis. Gleeson trying to set David Davis away. Lescott aiming to isolate him there, and Amavi helping out. And the help was required by Lescott, who wins the free kick from the jostle.
Tim Sherwood's trying to get messages onto his team. Certainly not happy with something. You can see.
Well, he said beforehand if they followed the plan, he felt that Villa would be okay, and clearly he doesn't feel at the moment the plan is being followed to the letter.
Absolutely.
Down the line for Ashley Westwood. Flick on by Gestede. Agbonlahor wins the header, but Sinclair had gone the other side.
Well, I can only presume that Michael Morrison got a really good positive shout from goalkeeper Thomas Kuziak there to let that bounce. This is the third time I've seen Birmingham City this season, and there's a real composure about them that I haven't seen for quite some years, actually. Certainly at championship level.
Here's Clark. And Clark has lost out to Donaldson, and Gray breaks with it, but he releases it early.
He was trying to find Clayton Donaldson with a reverse pass there. Holds his hand up immediately. It was on. It was a good break.
Bacuna trying to stretch Birmingham. Agbonlahor has Spectre by his side. This is Leandro Bacuna. And Gestede doesn't get the time with the jump right.
It has to be perfect, really. Those kind of deliveries that are flat and with pace on require him to get ahead of his defenders and the flight of the ball to be good.
Problem here for Gabby Agbonlahor. Already put himself under pressure with that early booking in his defensive duties and trying to stop Grounds getting forward, and now he's got a knock to add to his woes as well.
Well, he's just put a really long 30-40 yard sprint in to get into the corner on the ball there, so he wasn't moving like a player that's too badly hurt there, but the way he's stretching signifies that his calf might be a bit tight.
Jordan Ayew on the bench, who has still really to make an impact for Aston Villa. Got Grealish, of course, who can also operate in a wide area. Scored his first goal for the club in what looked like being a good day for them at Leicester until the late comeback from Claudio Ranieri's men. Agbonlahor is for now back on the pitch. Here's Gleeson. Grounds. Donaldson. Now Gray. Clifton Belt. Gray looking to take on Bacuna, was impeded by him, and Birmingham win the free kick.
It was clearly pulled back, and I don't understand it when defenders plead their innocence. Most people in the ground can see he's getting away from him, pulls him back, and then says, "It wasn't me, ref."
Well, it certainly was, and Bobby Madley wasn't fooled, and Birmingham have the free kick, which Stephen Gleeson will take. Morrison has come forward from the back. From Gleeson, it's a safe claim from Brad Guzan.
I don't really understand that when a goalkeeper catches a cross or a corner and then kicks, and there's one striker and two defenders. I've never understood it, and I don't think I ever will.
It certainly hasn't worked for Villa there. They've given possession away cheaply once more. Here's Paul Caddis looking for Donaldson. Again from the angle it flashes across from Magoma.
A lot of people in the ground thought this was closer than it actually was, but again, real clever movement from Donaldson. Picks out Magoma, who cuts inside.
Played through by Bacuna here for Sinclair, who managed to get his shot away late.
Well, that could have easily fooled Thomas Kuziak, the way that Scott Sinclair delayed getting that shot away. Fortunately for Birmingham City, the goalkeeper stood his ground.
Here's Caddis. Now Magoma. Couldn't quite find the gap to work it through for Gray or Donaldson. By Gleeson. Here's Gestede. Westwood. Clark. Launched early, launched long, and you can hear the groans of frustration.
Maybe that is a penalty for playing a central defender, predominantly a central defender in the midfield area, but Tim Sherwood has given him a job to do, and from a defensive perspective, there's not an awful lot with what he's done, but from that situation it doesn't help. You see Villa twice as many attempts. It certainly doesn't feel like that. Both hit the target with one each.
And neither goalkeeper, you would say, so far has been worked extensively.
No. We've had a few nearly moments, haven't we?
Birmingham have been a little more constructive in their approach play. Villa have already got one man in the book, and Agbonlahor about to be joined by Kieran Clark. And those are the two players who have previously appeared in this powder keg fixture.
That's Kieran Clark's fourth yellow card already this season, you can see. And his fifth appearance.
Gray delivers with a kick. Away by Richards. And the ball's going away from goal from Magoma.
It's good defending from the captain, isn't it, Richards?
Here's Clark. Now Richards. Taken by surprise.
It was a fraction overhit for him. Perhaps didn't feel like he could get it, then realised he might be able to in one of those scenarios. Going into this game, but Veretout and Birmingham City, I would have thought a good time to be playing Aston Villa in the current climate. They've certainly played with confidence, the away team.
Spectre. Attacked by Westwood for Agbonlahor. Real tenacity from David Davis. He gives away a free kick in the end.
I think there's a little bit of lucky there. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other for me. Still hobbling a bit, isn't he? Agbonlahor.
Should be able to struggle through to half-time, but then there will be a decision to be made. Bacuna's kick doesn't reach Kieran Clark. It's headed clear by Morrison. Michael Morrison again. Now Davis. Nice kick from him. Bacuna nips in on it and spotted Kushak off his line.
I'm not sure whether he had or whether it was just a clearance.
Veretout will be very encouraged by the display so far from his championship team.
I think they've been excellent, I really do. I'm not surprised, having seen them a couple of times live before this season. I've seen how organised and hard-working Veretout has got this team in his short time in charge. Make it difficult for the opposition and carry a threat the other way. Good combination.
Amavi. Sinclair. Jordan Amavi. Too many bodies to get through, and Gleeson emerges with it. Then he gives it away to Kieran Clark. Thought he found a way through and ended up being taken down.
You can see the Birmingham players disagree. That decision. The ball gets stuck a little bit there. There's no foul so far, but then Ethan Bell lunges in, doesn't he? Does catch Kieran Clark. And once again, the referee's got that right.
Well, as we go into 2 minutes of stoppage time, what a time this would be to strike. Kushak hasn't been too busy in this first half. Bacuna has been Villa's free kick specialist, and Veretout still has to show what he can offer since his move here, but he would be the other option. So the Alejandro Bacuna. Again, no save for the goalkeeper to make.
Right. I think it always was going to be him. We've seen him slot a couple of those attempts in the top corner of the opposition's net, but not that time.
Here's Davis. Now Michael Morrison. Took on by Clayton Donaldson. Here's Westwood. Now Bacuna. And a long way back. Lescott. Lescott going long, looking for Rudy Gestede. Half-time stalemate. And a chorus of disapproval. And it is what it looked before the game, really. Villa looking pressurised. Birmingham playing pressure-free. Played the more constructive stuff in that first half, and Gary Rowett will have greater reason to be pleased as they walk her for the half-time break at Villa 0, Birmingham 0.
Yeah, and his side have only been beaten once in 9 games in all competitions this season. It was never going to be easy for Villa, but there's been a real lack of quality from the home side in the final third. We will hear what Dwight Yorke and Alice McLeish make of that when we come back. No goals so far in the second City derby, but one way or another, we will get a winner come later tonight. Nil-nil here at Villa Park between Aston Villa and Birmingham. There are 7 other third-round ties tonight. Fulham training by goal to nil against Stoke. Championship Hull a goal up against Premier League Swansea. It's 1-1 between Leicester and West Ham. Middlesbrough going well against Wolves. Bournemouth leading Preston by a goal to nil. Reading 1-0 up against Everton. That could be a shock in the clouds at the match stab. But look at this. Sunderland's misery continues. They are 4-0 down at half-time to a strong Man City side with goals from the likes of Aguero, Sterling and De Bruyne. And he can keep across all of the goals in the second half as they go in these ties on a soccer special with Julian and the team in place. And he can keep across that and the game here at Villa Park and your laptop, tablet, mobile device via Sky Go. Well, we were speaking to Dwight Yorke before the second half got underway. He said, bring the changes and make sure they happen right away. And they've done exactly that. And here with news of the changes, let's rejoin Don Goodman and Rob Hawthorne.
Yes, Tim Sherwood has heeded the call for changes, bringing on Jordan Ayew and Jack Grealish. Gabby Agbonlahor, one of those taken off, was injured in that first half, but the decision to replace Joleon Lescott is tactical, so as we expected, Kieran Clark is going to drop into the back 4, and we wait to see just how the rest of it settles down, but it does look as though Scott Sinclair, for the time being, is going to stay out on the left-hand side, and Ayew started over on the right side.
I think that will allow perhaps Jack Grealish just to float a little bit and maybe play off Rudy Gestede.
It was a much quietened crowd at the end of the first half from the start, when the atmosphere was obviously intense, pretty hostile as well towards the visitors. They were packed away in one corner of the Doug Ellis stand. But Aston Villa attacking the Holt end in the second half, which is how they prefer it. Thomas Piszczek hasn't really had a lot to do so far.
He fielded a shot that was straight at him from Scott Sinclair. He fielded a cross, just eluded Agbonlahor, and that was about it, wasn't it, really, in the first half. And it'll disappoint Aston Villa. Goal scoring last season was a problem, wasn't it? Only Burnley, I beg your pardon, scored fewer in the Premier League. It's not something that they've found a solution to as yet.
In fact, they've been left with a bigger hole as well by the departure of Christian Benteke, whom, all things being equal, they would have expected to face at the weekend when they go to Liverpool, but That may now not happen with Benteke's injury.
There's no doubt about it. They lost 3 big players in the summer, didn't they? In Benteke, Fabian Delph and Ron Vlaar. Spine of the team, all important. Spine so often talked about by people in the know.
Just being held up, not there to collect the return from Davis. It was casual from Bacuna. Backheel giving it away to David Davis. Tumble for Damari Gray, who was helped to ground. And Birmingham get the free kick. Kieftenbelt wanted it taken quickly. Gestede back, keeping an eye on Donaldson. Gray with the kick. And drifted into the middle, but Guzan there ahead of Michael Morrison. Here's Bacuna. Now Grealish.
Straight away you can see what Jack Grealish will bring. He will link between the midfield areas and the forward areas and offer a totally different target to Rudy Gestede. I think it's something that needed to happen.
Richards pulled back by Donaldson, giving Villa the free kick and an opportunity to load on in there, but Richards takes it short. Here's Veretout. Amavi. Now Ayew. That is giving him no room for manoeuvre, but it is a corner.
Well, you can listen to the reaction from the crowd at the start of this second half. They're getting the ball down on the floor, they're passing, they're moving. Much more constructive.
Ashley Westwood with a kick. Cleared away as far as Leandro Bacuna. And cleared by Spector to Gray, who's got 3 runners to his right, but Amavi dispossesses him. Lined up for Gestede, who brought it under control and got his shot away. Flag was up anyway against Sinclair.
Oh, Birmingham not happy, wanted an advantage. Look at that. It's a good situation.
And he did seem to wait a while as well before blowing the whistle, which probably adds to the displeasure of Gary Rowett. He never got to experience this as a Birmingham player in his days under Trevor Francis's management, but is getting to experience this occasion as the boss himself.
Yeah, he would have loved it, wouldn't he? Could kick him in those days.
Here's Veretout to Richards. Now Ayew, Grealish, Sinclair, Amavi, and away by Gleeson.
Birmingham have got much more of a problem now with the movement from Ayew and Grealish. Sinclair in behind Gestede.
Grealish's ball in towards Gestede, and Sinclair lifts it over.
Well, it came to him pretty quickly in his defence. The corner's been given. Cut this ball with a bit of quality into an area. Gestede attacks it. Falls for Scott Sinclair. And initially, everybody thought he'd spooned it over. I'm not really sure whether or not that should be a corner.
Well, there are a crowd of Birmingham players around the body madly saying it shouldn't be.
I didn't see any touch there.
A contentious corner for Villa, taken by Ashley Westwood. Sinclair and Ayew couldn't get ahead to it. And here is Jordan Ayew. Back out to Bacuna. Cleared by Kiftembel. Birmingham under a lot more pressure at the start of the second half.
Intensity's raised.
In by Veretout. Westwood. Sinclair. And around Magoma finds Jack Grealish. Westwood. And this cross blocked by Jacques Magoma.
And this is where the discipline comes in for Birmingham. They had to have expected at least a spell like this from the home team, and now they've got a little bit of a storm to weather.
Here's Clark. Now Amavi. Richards. Veretout manages to play it in behind Gray. It was the header from Sinclair.
Perhaps the wrong man on the end of that cross. Although, once again, in Scott Sinclair's defence, his cross is a fraction behind him, but much better play to get out wide. Good ball in, and you can see he's having to stretch back because the cross was a fraction behind him.
Well, the changes seem to have had the desired effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. His team are totally dominating the football. That's what he would want, and playing with an intensity that just wasn't there in the first half. And the fact that he's comfortable enough to sit back and relax like that, I think tells you, on his feet, animated in the first half. Much more comfortable now.
Sinclair, Gestede. Veretout just forcing it and overhitting it for Leandro Bacuna.
That is the last thing Aston Villa need. Wayward pass just to take the pressure off the away team a fraction. Thomas Kuziak do well to take his time a little bit here, just allow his team to draw breath.
Well, the noise levels around Villa Park are raised again with this upsurge in the home team's performance, but still no reward for it thus far, and Birmingham still carrying a threat. Magoma has made good progress. It's behind Donaldson, and Richards can defend that.
I thought he should have pulled the trigger, had a chance, had a half a yard, turned it down, and now his team are defending again.
And it's Grealish who's got them backing off. Gleeson, though, standing up to him. Two for Grealish to take on, plays it against Gleeson. Would have wanted to look for a free kick there, but instead he looks to Jordan Amavi. Veretout. Ashley Westwood. Gestede trying to use his body strength, but the layoff didn't carry.
So I don't think that is Rudy Gestede's strength. Close control in and around the edge of the penalty area.
Kiftembel. Donaldson had to watch his line to stay onside, which he managed to do. And Clark and Amavi between them managed to handle the threat of Clayton Donaldson and get the free kick.
That's a couple of cynical fouls that Clayton Donaldson has committed in the last 5 minutes or so. Just, yeah, it's been pointed out. That's going to be a yellow.
Well, one way or another, there has to be a winner, even if it goes all the way to penalties.
I know they've been under pressure. And they've just had a couple of moments, Birmingham, where the pace in those forward areas has just caused Villa one or two little problems.
Grealish. Now Ayew. Grealish. Bacuna. Ayew. Bacuna does well to make something of the return. Tried to pull it back for Grealish, and Gleeson got himself in the way. Gleeson not been able to have as much influence with the ball in the second half as he was with it in the first.
It's been a totally different type of a game, hasn't it? Very much on the back foot now, Birmingham City.
Here's Clark. Now Veretout. Jordan Ayew. Bacuna. Westwood. Amavi. Clark. That was a risky header from Browns, and he actually got assistance there from Spector in helping it back. Could have been real trouble.
Very, very lucky boy. Just almost went horribly wrong. There's no real trouble there. He's trying to be clever and head that back to the goalkeeper. It's inside. And lucky that it hits Spector and goes back to Kuziak.
Ayew. Retrieving with the tackle. Leaving Browns on the ground.
It's a foul, doesn't he? Seems that Ayew goes through him to get to the ball. They have a little case there. There was a foul.
Tim Sherwood prowling again. There's one of the more active managers on the touchline. Given away by Grealish to Magoma, and now Davis. Amavi shutting off the cross at source.
Will last a little bit of respite because they have been under the cosh in the second half.
Inspector forward for the corner. Magoma who takes it. Grealish brings it under control. Ayew his only option up there.
You can see there. I'm not sure we needed that graphic really to tell us the way this second half had gone, but it's been more or less one-way traffic towards the whole end.
Caddis with the throw for Birmingham. Magoma. Clifton Bell crowded out. Ayew reacting to the challenge from Davis, and Veretout and Richards trying to play peacemaker in keeping the two apart.
And David Davis is going to do very well not to see a yellow card for this, because not only did he lunge into a challenge perhaps over aggressively, he also kicked the ball away afterwards.
Well, the referee wants to at least talk to both, and Davis then tried to slip away into the shadows.
Never works.
Well, the hand of friendship offered straight away by Ayew. Is that going to be enough to help save him from a card? He seems to just want to get on with the game. Another handshake. All friends again for now.
Well, they've done well offering that handshake, because I don't know how David Davis doesn't get a yellow card here. He lunges in there over the top of the ball, snaps down and then kicks the ball away. So He's done well not to see yellow.
The game still to sparkle in terms of real positive goalmouth action. Here's Grealish. Amavi drives it across. Gestede! Rudy Gestede electrifies Villa Park as they land the first blow on their second city rivals.
Well, you can hear what it means, you can see what it means. It means everything. And it had been coming in this second half. It's been a totally different game and a totally different style from Aston Villa. Passing the ball into areas between midfield and defence and then getting the ball out wide. And that cross is from a much better area, isn't it, than a long diagonal ball. Takes it first time, Amavi gets it into an area that allows Gestede to really attack the cross. He's got the run on the defender and he plants it into the corner. It's a terrific header. Header number 21 in the last 2 years. Doesn't he love it?
And he loves scoring them against Birmingham too. Hat-trick of headers against them for Blackburn a couple of seasons ago, and a big goal here for his new club. He's already earned them their only Premier League win of the season, and he might be about to earn them their biggest win since, but Birmingham look to strike back, and Kieran Clark has to deal with Gray's cross.
It's to be a slightly different game now for Birmingham City. To try and get a bit more on the front foot. They've certainly got players out there capable of doing that, but in doing that, may just leave them a little bit vulnerable to the counter-attack from Aston Villa.
Well, the goal in keeping with the flow of the second half, and Tim Sherwood just wanting his team to keep calm heads now and not to do anything to throw away the advantage that they've had to work so hard to get.
Well, they're the ones now that can just afford just to take their time a little bit, slow things down, keep things calm.
Here's Clark off the back of Michael Morrison's head, and the first stirrings on the Birmingham bench. Veretout about to react to his team going a goal behind with the possible introduction of the man on loan from Arsenal, John Terrell.
Goal scoring midfielder John Terrell. Now they need a goal now.
Ayew back to Micah Richards. Still a little bit of nervousness around for that Villa backline, because they know that this Birmingham team has had such an impact in the Championship this season. They haven't had to come from behind too many times. Having said that, the only time they had to try and do it was against Nottingham Forest. They failed on that occasion. It's the only game they've lost. But David Davis, who's been a tenacious character for Birmingham, especially in that first half, is going off, and they hope that they'll carry a more attacking threat with the Spaniard Terrell.
I've seen him rifle a couple of goals in already this season, so we know he's got it in the bag. Just as up until a few minutes ago, Aston Villa hadn't troubled Thomas Guzan, Birmingham hadn't troubled Guzan yet. That has to change.
Here's Grounds with the throw for Birmingham. Terrell gives it back to him. Donaldson was offside. And the referee has now acknowledged that and given the free kick. Here's Richards. Now Kieran Clark. Here's Amavi. Clark. Amavi again, now Grealish. A push by Gleeson, nothing given. Birmingham throw.
Well, regardless of that, he has changed the dynamic.
Look on by Donaldson, here's Terrell.
It's actually been Gestede up front on his own, and Ayew, Scott Sinclair and Jack Grealish in behind, and Birmingham have really found it difficult in the second half just to get to grips with that change in dynamic. Grealish it was, found the space and got the ball out wide to Amavi for that cross.
Grealish involved again now from the goal scorer's flick on, and Gestede and Sinclair and Ayew all trying to get forward as Grealish just bides his time and is away from Morrison, and Kuszczak just got something on the ball. Did he? No corner given.
I'm not sure whether that expression is because Jack Grealish wants a penalty here. Lovely skill and footwork, and just tries to roll it there, and Kuszczak does get a toe on the ball. Perhaps should have been a corner just there. Look, the referee's in a great position but just doesn't spot it.
Veretout given away to Gleeson. Now Magoma trying to set Donaldson away, and safety first from Kieran Clark. Clifton Bell, Gleeson, and long towards Gray, cleared though by Leandro Bacuna.
They have to try and get the ball out to Demarai Gray, because he is one of the players out there in the blue shirt that can really make something happen. Could do with seeing a bit more of the ball though in Aston Villa's final third.
Here's Gray.
Nearly right on cue, wasn't it? Takes up an intelligent position here from that wide berth. Drifts inside. Good first touch. Gets that half a yard and just cuts across the ball. As it's spinning wide, but a bit more of that from a Birmingham perspective.
You could bracket him as Birmingham's Jack Grealish, young talent with the club from his youth. Voted as the young player of the year last year, Demarai Gray, and how Birmingham need him now if they are to continue their interest in the Capital One Cup and get one over their big local rivals. And the back from Clifton Bell has given Villa a cheap corner.
It's another over-ambitious attempt to head the ball back to the goalkeeper. They got away with one earlier. How are they going to get away with this one?
Westwood's corner, and Kuszczak just got a hand to it.
It's a very important hand. Richard's flying in behind him.
Ayew, now Bacuna. Well, he knew he could do nothing, as he would have been offside. Ayew, Grealish. Ayew is lost out. Clifton Bell bringing it clear. Terrell. Now Gray. Neat build up again from Birmingham. A lot of bodies to get away from here, though, for Demarai Gray, and he couldn't even get a corner out of it in the end.
Still Villa players around him.
And Grealish trying to be too clever there. And here's Terral. Gleeson. Here's Michael Morrison. Momentary lapse by Kieftenbeld. Clark misses out on the header. Magoma up against Amavi.
Interesting though, isn't it? Since Villa's goal, it's been much more even. Prior to that, it was totally one way.
Here's Magoma. Birmingham fully aware Leicester came back from a worse position against Villa. Sinclair, Amavi. Keeping them penned in well. Morrison's ball headed clear by Clark.
As I was saying, a much more even game since the goal went in. I don't really know whether that's Villa just sitting back a little bit or Birmingham taking it to them a bit more. It's perhaps a combination of the two.
Spector. Veretout losing out to Gleeson, and here's Magoma. Nowhere to go.
He just needs to get his head up a little quicker. Magoma. Donaldson's making good runs.
Gleeson has found Donaldson. It's Gray. Oh, brilliantly slipped through Magoma, and that was the chance to equalise. And he knows it.
Wonderful play again. Donaldson with a little flick, and Gray, neat pass. He's just about level, isn't he? Good decision from the assistant. What a chance that is. But he just lacks that little bit of ruthlessness that you need. It's the chance they've been waiting for all night. There's no real power, no real accuracy in the shot. And in frustration, there's a little lunge at Brad Guzan. But what a chance that was for Gary Rowett's team.
Well, he's scored a couple as Jacques Magoma, including in the second round at Bristol Rovers, his fourth goal in this competition. He's had another little dig against Guzan, for which I think he was immediately regretful. But did catch the goalkeeper and just shook him up a little. Tim Sherwood lost his 2 games in charge of Tottenham against Arsenal, and that derby is the focus of our attention in the Capital One Cup tomorrow. It's live on Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock.
More neat play from Birmingham it was that carved out that opportunity. Can they carve out one more chance? Clock's ticking now for them.
Here's Gestede, now Ayew. Find a way past ground somehow. And Kieftenbeld is there as well.
Given him a spark, hasn't he? Along with Jack Grealish.
Flick doesn't come off this time for Jordan Ayew. feel that it brushed the arm of Clifton Bell, but if it did, the officials didn't see it. Bacuna, who actually played alongside Clifton Bell, they were together at Groningen. Grealish, oh, lovely touch to get away from Morrison, who pulled him back. There was a covering defender, so no question really about the colour of the card, but the yellow one automatic.
But once again, wonderful skill, and there's no need for that now. The afters, we've all seen what can happen last weekend, but what skill that is, and it's blatant from Michael Morrison. You can't have any complaints.
Been too many scenes. We saw the one earlier involving Davis and Ayew, which was quickly pounced upon, and Grealish didn't react too kindly to Morrison hauling him back either. The referee had already acted anyway, as he needed to, by booking Michael Morrison. They're being very precise about where he wants the free kick taken from. So, time is not Birmingham's to waste. The referee's eye off the ball. And they're moving it now. Or will they?
No, you can't get away with that now.
Donaldson still delaying the taking of the kick by making sure the wall's positioned correctly. It's Scott Sinclair, and he had Kuszczak at full stretch.
Decent effort. I do think Thomas Kuszczak would have been disappointed had he not got across to that. Seemed like it was going wide anyway, but couldn't take any chances.
Westwood's corner, and Kieran Clark got up. Grealish doing his best to rescue it.
Silly.
Cheap booking for Ashley Westwood.
Needless as well.
Westwood's header. Gestede in combat with Morrison. Gestede. Grealish gets his cross away, and it's Ayew taking on Spectre. Oh, Grealish couldn't convert.
Well, the two men who have totally changed the complexion of this game. Heavily involved here. First of all, Jack Grealish. Lovely cut back there. Just goes behind everybody. Ayew retrieves it. That is blistering power. And it's too hot for Grealish. Just can't turn it in because of the pace of it.
Solomon Otterball coming on for Birmingham. As Gary Rowett uses his bench again, and in fact he's actually going to use it to its full extent, because after Solomon Otterball's introduction they're also making another change here, and Clayton Donaldson is going off to be replaced by the young Dane Nikolai Brock-Madsen. Danish under-21 who was playing under the former Birmingham defender Colin Todd at his previous club in Denmark. Solomon Otterball playing his third game for Birmingham after the League Cup tie against Gillingham and the league defeat by Forest. Here's Ayew. It's a terrific run from Jordan Ayew, and he's done well to keep it in as well. Veretout, oh, and Sinclair All it needed was a telling touch, and he couldn't provide it.
I think any kind of a touch, unless it's extremely clumsy, would have found the back of the net here. Lovely play from Ayew again. Westwood strikes it. And you'll see here, this is the perfect angle to see that possibly should have got something on that, Scott Sinclair. Tim Sherwood knows it.
Solomon Otterball. Now Morrison. Amavi. Grealish. Tries to play in Gestede. And well, they're making hard work of clearing it here, Birmingham. But Cadiz finally does that. Here's Solomon Otterball. Madsen wrestling off the ball with Clark. So they're together again now. And it's a Birmingham throw-in.
One last big push for the away team. They've given a really good account of themselves in general terms.
Played in by Cadiz. Cleared by Clark. Kieftenbeld. Now Grounds. Solomon Otterball was coming in behind Terrell.
That's where a coach will say, expect it. Expect everybody to miss it. Be ready for it. Solomon Otterball perhaps wasn't. Terrell at the back post, can't get high enough. And it's too late before the young man reacts.
It was in the 84th minute when Birmingham got their winner in the last League Cup meeting between these sides. Nikola Zigic settling that quarter-final, but it's an equaliser that they're seeking here to, at the very least, take it into extra time. Kieftenbeld. Here's Cadiz. Solomon Otterball. Managed to get away from Amavi. All the way across to Gray and now to Grounds. This is Gleeson. Morrison. Away by Richards. Gleeson. Away by Westwood. Saving challenge from Grounds. Nothing given. Got the ball. Here's Solomon Otterball. It comes to nothing.
He's seen plenty of the ball, isn't he? See, Tim Sherwood is not happy. His defenders are just getting deeper and deeper. This sometimes happens when you're protecting a slender lead.
Well, they've got 5 minutes to hang on, but hanging on is not in Tim Sherwood's psyche at the moment. He wants his team to get up the other end of the pitch. It's on by Gestede. Will his goal be enough? Grealish. Referee has played an advantage there for Cadiz's challenge on Grealish. I'll wait to see if he revisits it. This is Clark. Amavi.
Certainly not a challenge for Paul Cadiz. Through the back of Jack Grealish.
He did take no further action. It's Morrison. Here's Grounds. Cadiz. Madsen. Back by Veretout to Bacuna. He goes for the return from Jordan Ayew. And then gives it back to Ayew. Veretout. Here's Bacuna. Grealish. Ayew looking for a way through. And Kushak gets the touch.
Once again, the two substitutes who have been outstanding for Aston Villa, causing Birmingham City all kinds of problems there. Little give and go between Ayew and Grealish. Lovely footwork again and skill, and that's a good save from Thomas Kuszczak. Had to be alert.
Aston Villa in no rush to take this corner, and similarly not overcommitting. Instead, we would normally expect to see in the box, coming out for the short one. It's a case for them of what we have. We hold now.
I think I was watching the right sport then for a second.
The Rugby World Cup does come here on Saturday. Birmingham fans, the evening may end in disappointment, but maybe the season won't. Certainly their performance has given enough to encourage.
Oh, absolutely. The start that they've made to the season. They had a free hit here this evening. All the pressure was on Aston Villa, and Birmingham City have certainly given a good account of themselves.
The changes Tim Sherwood made at half-time made a significant difference. Here's Grealish. Ayew. Grealish. Jordan Ayew. A wave of confidence at the moment about Aston Villa. And he's won a corner. Again, a slow ambling walk across from Jack Grealish. Time very much on his side, and they're probably now hoping that the final whistle would sound at this instant.
Take two now, are we?
More Gestede's moves, is it? Turned into Spectre that time, a Villa throw.
It's more traditional.
Didn't manage to get himself out of a tight spot. Clifton Belt has got it forward, but only as far as actually Westwood. Grealish, Gestede. Headed back by Cadiz. Well, there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time, which is probably better news for the visitors.
Absolutely. Might as well take a gamble now to play some high balls, and I would consider perhaps even sending up one of your central defenders, Michael Morrison, perhaps.
There was a clash with Terrell, there was a lifted leg as well, and Brad Guzan then swamped by his own players in defending him.
Okay, bouncing ball. Not sure there's anything wrong with that, really. It's just the heat of the moment, isn't it, that's maybe led to that reaction from Brad Guzan.
It's wasted almost the first minute of stoppage time.
Exactly.
Gestede wins the header. Sinclair, Westwood. Grealish. Sinclair, no thoughts of getting it into the box. Played by Cadiz against Sinclair, which was the best in that situation Birmingham could hope for. Richard's header. The big boot downfield from Morrison. Brock Madsen looking to get on the end of it. Richards is there first, though. throw-in off Solomon Otterborn.
Rotherham at home and Brentford away. A very short space of time for Birmingham, and that's where their bread and butter is going to be this season. If they can win those, they're going to be entrenched in the top 3 of the Championship. And you consider where they were 12 months ago, there's a massive improvement.
Gary Rowett has got people talking about the football again rather than off-the-field issues at St Andrews. Here's Jordan Ayew. Now Veretout.
This was a game that was so massive for Aston Villa. You can't understate how big a game it was, and you look at the fixtures that are to come as well. Very, very difficult run of Premier League fixtures coming their way.
Clark's header. Caddis. Solomon Otterborn. Terrell. Final minute of stoppage time. Cross blocked by Westwood. Here's Sinclair. Now Grealish. How determined will they be to finish the job? Here's Veretout. Getting to the corner, hoping to just run the clock down, but it doesn't happen. There might just be one last hope to cling on to for Birmingham. Clifton Bell winning the header. Terrell, that's going Villa's way though. Here's Gestede, free kick to Villa.
I'm surprised in the last 5 minutes that they haven't elected to send a big centre-half forward, because clearing the ball long towards Brock Madsen, who's half the size of Richards, just heading the ball back. So it's something they'll maybe have to think about in the future, but quite entertaining. But it's been Aston Villa's night ultimately in the end.
Aston Villa get the bragging rights and the place in the 4th round of the Capital One Cup. Rudy Gestede's second half header winning the day for Tim Sherwood. And after 2 bruising defeats against Midland rivals, it feels like a weight off his shoulders. Gestede, who earned their only Premier League success of the campaign, lightened the mood at Villa Park with that goal, but it was the substitutions that transformed the game. The introductions of Jack Grealish and Jordan Ayew helping to turn around Villa's day after a first half performance in which Birmingham looked the most likely to strike. Gary Rowett can be proud of his team's performance, and ultimately his side will have bigger things to pursue in their battle to gain promotion from the Championship. Derby day for them ends in disappointment, and it's Villa who progress in this competition. Aston Villa 1, Birmingham 0.
Yes, it is Derby day delight for Michael Richards and Aston Villa, and so often in this fixture it's always a narrow win. 5 of the last 8 meetings have been won by just a single goal, and Villa fans won't care by how many. They're just glad and relieved that it was a much better second half. The difference in quality in the final third between the second and the first, starting the second half like we expected them to start the first, but they didn't. And as Rob was saying there, those 2 substitutions at half-time from Ayew and Grealish coming on changed everything, and that man simply loves a headed goal. That is his 21st headed goal, and he loves too scoring against Birmingham City as well. He got a hat-trick against them a couple of seasons ago. He now has 4 in 7 against Birmingham, and his second, crucially, for Aston Villa, having scored against Bournemouth on the first day of the season. So Birmingham City triumphant back in 2010 in the quarter-finals. Tonight it is Aston Villa who head through to the 4th round. Much more to discuss here, but let's just take a brief look ahead to the weekend. And plenty of FL 72 action. Huddersfield against Nottingham Forest, that's this Thursday, just ahead of the weekend, 7:30, Sky Sports 1. On Friday we have a West London derby. It's Fulham against QPR. QPR going well at the moment, 7 p.m, same channel. Then on Saturday, Derby are away to MK Dons. We're underway midday. It's on Sky Sports 1 and 5. And Middlesbrough absolutely flying at the moment. 4 wins in a row in the Championship. They're going to win again tonight in the League Cup. They take on Leeds United from 1, Sky Sports 1 and 5. So we will hear from Alice McLeish and Dwight York when we come back. Dwight is finally smiling after a hugely frustrating first half. Villa a completely different side in the second. Sherwood's cheering and they're heading into round 4.